It's about 6:15 and time now for What's Trending. The business of home delivery has become essential, and one type of delivery that you may have thought went by the wayside long ago is actually seeing a resurgence in some areas. That's right, the milkman is making a comeback. For Doug Wade, owner of Wade's Dairy in Bridgeport, Connecticut, March was a scary time with schools shutting down and stay-at-home restrictions forcing many other clients to close their doors. He says they lost 50% of their business overnight. Well, then their phones started ringing for people looking for a home delivery service, and they didn't have one, but they decided to give it a try. The delivery service that he launched has been a hit and helped ease some anxiety and stress for their customers. Wade is now delivering to 260 customers in some 30 towns across the state, and they recently bought another truck. Being a milkman is actually in Wade's blood. His great-grandfather began making deliveries in a horse and buggy back in 1893, and now producers and distributors all across the country are reporting a surge in demand for home deliveries, and the companies are hoping that that strong demand will continue even after the pandemic. So I know a lot of people are taking advantage of delivery services, and this seems like a perfect one, especially here in Wisconsin. I'm sure a lot of people would be happy to get their dairy products delivered right to their home.
I was going to say, this is a very fitting story for everybody here in the Badger State, and also I just love that. It makes me so nostalgic for the old days, and I just pictured his great-grandfather driving a horse and buggy to deliver milk, and that made me really happy. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool to see some of the old things come back into fashion. You know, we see the milkman delivery, but also drive-in movie theaters too making a comeback. So a lot of the older things coming back now to make social distancing possible too.
Right. One thing that I actually loved, guys, when I lived in Cleveland, we had kind of an older house there, and we still had the little milk box where milk used to be delivered, and so we used it for our mail. But yeah, I just think it's the coolest thing.
I love that so much. Well, let's go from something old to something brand new, because a spectacular illusion is stopping people in their tracks in South Korea. Now, it looks like a wave tank suspended in the air, but it's actually just a video. A South Korean company created the 3D wave display in the center of Seoul, the South Korean capital. The media project, called Public Media Art Wave, appears to be wild water crashing inside a glass enclosure. It's actually a giant 3D screen outside of a shopping mall. The design company says the media project uses 8K resolution and covers 17,500 square feet. That's about the size of 4 basketball courts. Now, the realistic animation is a pleasant diversion for people staying close to home during the coronavirus pandemic. The design company said it has received many calls from abroad, including a company working for billboards in New York City's Times Square. So very impressive there. I feel like if I saw that in person, I'd be worried the tank would break and it'd be real water coming out of there.
I know, same thing. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, what they say, 4 basketball courts and 8K technology, and yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing that that looks realistic and is very impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I'd be walking by and I'd stop to take a look, and I'd find myself looking at it for minutes on end, because it is very impressive and something that you definitely have never seen before. Well, technology is very cool in that example there, but sometimes there is nothing better than the classics. Airplane buffs of all ages, today would be a good day to let your imagination take flight. May 16th is National Paper Airplane Day. Those paper airplanes are believed to date back to ancient China. To mark the holiday, let your paper airplane making skills soar to new heights. If you don't know how to make those planes, there are resources online, and have some fun and share your experience on social media using the hashtag #PaperAirplaneDay.
Yeah, well, we all have our airplanes here. So,
yes.
You know, my dad was a pilot, so I feel like mine should be good, but I guarantee it's going to go straight into the ground. But are we all going to try ours out right now?
I think we are. All right, ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
It went over there.
Oh. Mine was not good. And my camera's like right in front of me, you guys.
Yeah,
That's embarrassing.
I don't even know how to fold a paper airplane. When I watched that video of them folding it, I was like, oh, I did not do that right during the commercial break, and I was already pretty embarrassed before I even threw it. So it is what it is.
I think we went 0 for 3 there with all of our paper airplane shots. So hopefully you can do a little bit better at home.